So earlier this week, Amusement Today released their 2024 Golden Ticket Awards. And we normally don't pay a ton of attention to these since they do seem to be listing the same parks and the same rides over and over again. But this year we decided to do a bit of a deep dive into them, and it is much worse than we feared.
If you're unaware, Amusement Today is a monthly publication that covers news articles and reviews related to the amusement park industry, and is famous for their yearly Golden Ticket Awards, which recognizes excellence in theme parks and rides across the world. According to their website, they rely on a panel of voters from all over the world, consisting of experienced park enthusiasts. And I actually laughed out loud when I read that, and you're about to find out why.
All right, so let's dive into these awards, starting with Best Wooden Roller Coaster. So Phoenix of Knoebels has won for the 7th year in a row. And not saying that we don't love this ride. I'm wearing a t-shirt right now. I love this. To say it's the best, especially in the world, is kind of flabbergasting.
Agreed, yeah. We've been going to Knoebels for years now. We absolutely love Phoenix.
Our favorite ride there, I would say.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It's the best wooden roller coaster in Pennsylvania, that's for sure.
Yes, that's true.
I would even go as far to say, as it's a world-class roller coaster, it is amazing.
Absolutely, yes.
But
no argument there.
But to call it the best in the world in this day and age,
pretty wild.
Seems a bit suspicious. All right, so let's take a trip back to 1998 when Amusement Today started these Golden Ticket Awards. So the current winner of this award, Phoenix, opened in 1985. Just wanted to throw that out there. These awards started in 1998. All right, so let's jump into it. We have Texas Giant winning the first 2 years. This ride doesn't exist anymore. It's been RMC'd into New Texas Giant. Guess it got a bit rough over the years. Never got to ride it ourselves, so wouldn't know.
Neither version.
And then the next 4 years, I went to the Raven at Holiday World, which we have been on and is a fantastic wooden roller coaster.
Tons of fun.
But I think if you'd ask any coaster enthusiast who's ridden both Phoenix and the Raven, everyone's going to say Phoenix.
Agreed.
Or 95% of people at least should say Phoenix. It's no contest, really.
It really is not. The Raven is fun, but Phoenix is on a whole different level.
Yeah, these are the years where Phoenix should have been winning this award. So that's pretty interesting right there. All right, 2004, Boulder Dash Lake Compounds, a fantastic ride.
I love it. Woo.
Very deserving. And this ride opened up in the year 2000. So 4 years later, it won the award. Very well deserved.
Checks out.
2005 and 2006, Thunderhead at Dollywood, a fantastic twister wooden roller coaster from GCI. Absolutely deserving of it. Bravo. And also 2006 is a very special year for wooden roller coasters. Two of the best in the world came out that year in El Toro at Six Flags Great Adventure and The Voyage at Holiday World. And as you can see, The Voyage took this award the next 5 years, from 2007 to 2011.
That I can totally get.
That we can totally understand. We just got to ride it for the first time this summer.
Marathoned it.
Oh my God.
Almost killed us, but we loved it.
What a ride. Much better than Phoenix, by the way. 2012, we have El Toro at Six Flags Great Adventure. You mentioned. That was my favorite wooden roller coaster up until this summer. And 2013 to 2016, back to Boulder Dash. Okay, sure.
Don't really have an argument there.
I do prefer El Toro and The Voyage to Boulder Dash, but Boulder Dash is fantastic, so yeah. Checks out. 2017, back to El Toro, which is kind of weird because at this point, El Toro was a very, very rough ride. And so that's a bit odd right there. And then 2018 till today, this list ends at 2018 for some reason, but Phoenix has won every single year since then, discounting 2020, obviously, because nobody won that year.
And like being the oldest wooden coaster on this list now, kind of by a landslide.
Yeah, so that's pretty interesting.
Yes.
Okay, so the Golden Ticket Awards website also lists the top 50 wooden roller coasters for this year as well, so let's take a look at that real quick. So Phoenix at number 1, obviously, Voyage 2, The Beast at number 3. That is just all nostalgia, I'm pretty sure.
And hype, I think, that either tricks you into thinking it's more exciting. Full disclosure, we didn't get a night ride, so I know we might get some hate for that. But to say it's number 3, and especially like the rides that follow it, a little suspect.
Yeah, I'm starting to see that maybe nostalgia ties a very important factor into these awards.
And region, honestly, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Thunderhead, Mystic Timbers, El Toro, Boulder Dash, sure. Green Flyer, yep, okay. you go down this list, you'll notice that almost all of these roller coasters are in the USA. Joris and the Draken Efteling at number 15. Wildfire Comartin, number 19.
A smattering of international coasters.
Yeah, there's a few here and there for sure. And as I was going through this list, it became more and more apparent to me that, like, yeah, most of these roller coasters are in the United States. And the United States does have the most wooden roller coasters, so sure. But when I got down to 44 here and saw T-Express, this is, like, known as the El Toro of South Korea. It's an Intamin prefab giant roller coaster, and it gets absolutely, like, rave reviews from anybody who's ever ridden it.
Exactly. So how could it be so low on this list when El Toro is much higher?
Yeah, doesn't really check out for me anyway. Seems like this voter committee isn't as well-traveled as maybe they're making themselves out to be.
Exactly. To call yourself an international consortium, essentially, you'd think there would be more international parks on this. There are a lot of countries not represented at all, which is very strange.
And if you don't agree with us, yeah, you certainly will.
Yeah.
Hang tight.
Hang tight. Oh, God.
Okay, so we're not going to go into each and every single award here, but we do want to hit a few important ones, and then we'll go into steel coasters where it really gets crazy.
Yeah, it gets real weird there.
Yeah.
So, for Best Amusement Park, we have Europa Park, which is won every single year since 2014. Besides last year, where I went to Dollywood. And Europa Park also has the best new roller coaster of the year in Voltron, which does look absolutely fantastic.
It does. That seems to check out.
Yeah, that's getting
Yeah.
glowing reviews from almost everybody who's ridden it, it seems.
Yeah, I don't think we've really heard anything negative from anyone we've heard from.
Before 2014, every single year that these awards were going on, this award went to Cedar Point. I mean,
I find that hard to believe. Yeah.
Jesus. They have the best roller coasters in the world. Granted, I will give them that. But there's a lot more that goes into an amusement park than your roller coasters.
And a lineup. Yep.
And I'm sorry, I would not even count Cedar Point as the best amusement park in Ohio, let alone the
Agreed.
world.
Yep. We went there for the first time twice this year, and I know that it wasn't the winner this year, but our guest experience was not award-winning, I would say.
It is a fantastic park, don't get me wrong.
Lots of fun.
Yeah, but to be the best amusement park in the world all those years, I don't think so. I think it had some competition back then that just was going unnoticed.
So most beautiful park. This year, Dollywood won, and it has been going back and forth between that and Busch Gardens Williamsburg, kind of excessively. And don't get us wrong, those two parks are absolutely gorgeous. We love visiting both of them. Can't wait to go back to both of them. But there are so many other parks that are just not getting any recognition whatsoever. A few that came to mind for us, like right off the bat, Efteling, Disney Tokyo Sea. Those are outrageously gorgeous parks. Definitely like highly manicured, gorgeous, beautiful. People take care of them really well. So it's just really strange not to see other parks get any love.
Exactly, and we've never been to those parks in person, but through videos alone, I can tell you that the lands of Tokyo Disney Sea are just incredibly immersive. What a picturesque park. For that to not have won this award one time, that's
crazy.
Utterly ridiculous. I'm sorry.
It puts most other parks to shame, so to get zero recognition is kind of out of this world.
And while we're on the topic of Dollywood, let's just go through the side category of the Dollywood Awards. they won about 100 here. Best Family Coaster, Big Bear Mountain. I agree.
Yes.
Totally agree. Fantastic ride, amazing theming, like 3 launches on there, audio on board. It's
lots of re-rideability.
It's a fantastic roller coaster. Best Christmas event. Haven't seen it, but sure, yeah, I'm sure they do a fantastic Christmas at Dollywood. Best new show. Haven't seen it, but sure.
Yeah, we know that's the main reason why people go to that park too, are the shows, so check it out.
Dollywood does have fantastic shows, yes. Best Kids Area in Wildwood Grove. I would probably agree with this. It is a very beautiful kids area.
It is. Everything is brand new. It's very clean. Everything's very whimsical and colorful. I like it.
It also won Best Guest Experience, and this one seems kind of tough to judge. I guess it's like a very, like, what day were you there on kind of thing, but
were you in a good mood? It's like almost impossible to quantify. Like, what does that even mean, unless you're having a terrible day? It's a good day for me at a park.
When we went to Dollywood, I guess we certainly had a very pleasant
Dollywood day.
guest experience. Would I say it's the best guest experience I had? No, I'd maybe lean towards Knoebels on that one.
Yep, I agree on that.
But again, we have not been to every theme park in the world, and we are not experienced enough to be voters on this panel.
I don't think anybody has been to every single park in the world, so it's tough to judge.
It seems like a lot of these voters have been to like a few.
The ones that they grew up next to.
I've been to Dollywood and Carowinds. So
I've been to dozens. And that's it. That's all you need.
It's like, yeah, like I've been to Carowinds and Dollywood, so I'm clearly a roller coaster expert.
So best guest experience leads us now to best food of 2024, which did go to Knoebels this year, and it battles back and forth between Dollywood. Surprise, surprise. I'm not going to argue with either of those. The food that we had at both of those parks were delicious every time, especially Knoebels. The variety and the price, like you really can't beat it. But we just aren't well traveled enough to really like say for sure.
Yeah, both those parks,
Top
amazing
notch.
food. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Alrighty, now on to best dark ride, which is going to Star Wars: Rise of the Resistance at Hollywood Studios, and it is a fantastic dark ride. My mind was blown the first time I rode that thing.
Yes, definitely. We love the IP. We thought it was thrilling and exciting, and it really does feel like you're in the movie.
It's not the original trilogy, but
I'll take it.
It'll make do.
Yeah.
But something tells me there's a few dark rides in China that are much better than this, actually. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen these clips of the Jurassic World ride from Universal Studios Beijing and Pirates of the Caribbean at Shanghai Disneyland. Like, are you kidding me? Like,
People get off these rides and cry because of how good and immersive they are. They're literally speechless. So, not to say we weren't after Ride of the Resistance, which is what they should have called it, Rise of the Resistance, but to win it so many years in a row and years after it opened is kind of weird.
yeah, so like, I don't know if you guys have seen videos of this, but Amusement Today certainly doesn't want you to see videos of them.
No.
Like, my God, like, to not even be like
Considered,
yeah, like nothing in China is. And I understand that it's tough to get out there, but when you create these awards and you say they're international awards covering everything,
exactly.
you can invite people that have been to these theme parks
Yeah.
to vote on your panel. They're out there. Trust me. A lot of these enthusiasts are insane. They've been all over the planet. Like,
I think they should do more outreach, honestly. That it kind of seems like it's the problem. They're waiting for people to come to them or come find us, when it's like, no, reach out to these people who you know are riding these rides. It's not hard to find them.
yeah, I'm starting to notice a trend here. Asia is not getting any kind of love on these awards.
Nothing really from China, nothing from Japan, nothing from Korea, and those are just 3 countries in that massive continent that blow people away. All right, so now on to Best Steel Coaster of 2024. This went to Fury 325 for
What a
the
surprise!
8th year in a row. And don't get me wrong, this is like the Phoenix effect, where it is a fantastic ride. It is one of our favorites. We love this thing. But 8 years in a row, especially when, there's new coasters coming out every year that are mind-blowing, that are, I'm sorry, better than Fury 325.
Sure. Does it deserve to win once? Absolutely. Does
Yeah.
it deserve to win twice? Sure. 8 times in a row
What does? What deserves that?
with the roller coasters that are out there? Like,
Mhm.
come on. All right, so let's dive into this steel roller coaster list, and this is where things get really weird. All right, so starting in 1998, when the award started, Magnum XL 200 took the first 3. It's the ride that started the coaster wars.
So,
Fantastic, janky hyper coaster out on Cedar Point.
respect where respect is due.
Love it, yep. After that, I went to Millennium Force for a few years. Superman the Ride at Six Flags New England. With the old restraints, that thing was world class and absolutely deserved this award.
They're in 2003, yeah.
100%, yep. Back to Millennium Force, Superman. Millennium Force. Up until 2015, when Fury 325 took over and has not looked back since then. Not much of a variety going on here.
Like, how many people are you asking if that's the effect? And where are these people from? I think it's easy to tell.
Like I said,
Yeah.
the Midwest and the Southeast United States. Yeah, that's where these people are from. All right, so let's jump over to the top 50 steel coasters for this year, according to Amusement Today, anyway. All right, so Fury 325 at top, obviously. Velocicoaster, fantastic ride. Steel Vengeance, fantastic. Millennium Force still hanging around at number 4. I think, again, there's a lot of nostalgia being tied in there. Yep.
I agree. That's a great ride, but to be number 4 this year is a little suspect.
Iron Quasi, that's my favorite roller coaster of all time. Fantastic ride. Awesome, number 5. We keep going down. Voltron, brand new coaster from Europa Park, which is also being heavily favored by this committee since the last 6 or 7 years anyway, since 2014. Yeah,
There's at least a handful of people in Germany, it seems.
yeah, it's like we got a bunch of people from America and a few fans of Europa Park, it seems like.
And that's it.
Project 305, fantastic ride there.
I think Apollo's Chariot is suspiciously high for the year 2024.
25, Apollo's Chariot.
Love it, but that's too high.
That's certainly too high. Like Candemonium. What's starting to happen here?
Regional issues, it seems.
Nitro. I mean, Nitro's at my home park at Six Flags Great Adventure, and I love the thing, but come on. And now this blows my mind. At number 49, we have Thunder Striker. And the way the top roller coasters work, I guess each person on the panel, they're asked to list 1 through 10. These are supposed to be experienced coaster enthusiasts that are well-traveled and have been to parks all over the world. And if you're telling me that you have Thunder Striker in your top 10, I'm sorry. You should not be on this voting panel. No. You should be kicked off immediately.
I assume you just haven't left the Carolinas in your entire life.
Like, to have Thunder Striker in your top 10, or like, in what world does that make sense for?
We try not to be haters here, but it really seems like there's a lack of regions being considered. Just a lack of well-traveled enthusiasts, for sure.
Yeah, they're leaving out almost all of the entire world here. Like, there are no coasters here from Japan, nothing from South Korea, China, Spain,
Australia.
Like, you're telling me that Thunder Striker is better than DC Rivals? Better than Hakuge?
No way, yeah.
Ijunaika? X2 is on this list, but Ijunaika is renowned as the better version of X2, but it's nowhere to be seen here?
Exactly. Yep. That clearly tells you they're not asking people really outside of specific regions and specific areas.
Hyperia, which is the second best roller coaster easily to open this year, and it's getting absolutely amazing reviews over there in the UK.
Not even on the list.
Nowhere on this list?
Wow.
Oh, none of the coasters out in the Middle East. Formula Rossa, that is the fastest roller coaster in the world.
Yeah.
And it's not on this list?
It's not on the top 50 best steel coasters. Like, come on.
But Thunder Striker is?
Please. Like
Flying Aces, that's Skyrish's sister coaster out there in Dubai and or Abu Dhabi. I'm not sure exactly where. But that's noted as being the better version of Skyrush. Nowhere on this list. So what I'm seeing is that the people on this voting panel should not be the people on this voting panel if this is indeed supposed to be international awards encompassing every country.
And I think, maybe in 1998 when this first started and the internet especially wasn't what it was probably harder to find people to be a member. But now, like we said earlier, outreach, these people are easy to find. It's just, there are well-traveled enthusiasts that are putting out their lists and their videos all over the place, and they know better than, it seems, the members of this.
Yeah, like Efteling, Tokyo Disney Sea, Everland in South Korea. These are some of the most highly visited theme parks in the world. People are going there. Yeah. It's not hard to find people who have been on these roller coasters.
It's not hard to find reviews of these roller coasters. It's not hard to find fans of them.
You can't have people voting for Thunder Striker. I'm sorry. Oh, nothing from Spain. Shambhala, which is easily regarded as probably the best B&M hypercoaster in the world.
Not on the list?
Nowhere on this list. Batman Gotham City Escape. It's the Velocicoaster of Spain.
Exactly. Yep. Haven't heard a bad thing about it.
Not on this list. And again, back to the point of how the website is saying their voters are enthusiasts from all over the world who are so well-traveled, yada, yada, yada. That's a lie. And it looks like right here, you can email Tim Baldwin if you think you should be able to vote on these awards. I thought about it for a half second and then immediately realized I'm nowhere near experienced. We're nowhere near experienced to do this, Yeah. We've been on around 200-ish coasters, a little bit less, only in the United States.
We do try to educate ourselves, but again, we aren't that experienced in that avenue. So why would we even submit our votes? Because I don't think that we have the knowledge to properly vote.
But apparently they have people voting that have way less knowledge and experience than even we do.
And I think maybe they've had members who have been members since the beginning and just really haven't grown they haven't grown as enthusiasts. You know, they were young back then and they haven't ridden new stuff. They're not traveling any longer. So
yeah, it sounds like it might be like a lot of older people who haven't even ridden roller coasters in a long time, but they grew up in the 90s, you know, riding Phoenix at Knoebel, so how could it not be the best wooden roller coaster in the world?
It's important to me now, so how can it not be the best?
Damn you, old man!
So at the end of the day, they can't call themselves international awards when you're leaving out most of the world.
Exactly, yeah. They seem more like American awards, you know, with like Germany and Belgium sprinkled in like very lightly.
Yeah, the American awards with like some Europa Park fans thrown in there, yeah. Sure, it's just ridiculous. And like I'm sure maybe other countries have their own version of Amusement Today, and they're biased for their own coasters and whatnot, but we're not talking about that today. Like I genuinely feel bad for someone who wants to go ride the best roller coasters in the world, and they somehow stumble onto this list. And what a travesty that would be.
Exactly, because with a name like Golden Ticket Awards, it sounds like, who knows better?
Exactly, and like they do have a few other roller coasters from other countries, so like, oh my god, yeah, they are international awards. It must be legit.
Yeah.
This is so far from legit, it's not even funny. If you want a good website where enthusiasts get to rate and review coasters from all over the world, get on CaptainCoaster.com and make yourself an account there.
Much more comprehensive.
And it's how I keep track of my roller coaster credit count, actually. Like, yeah,
It's
like
super helpful.
like most people have spreadsheets, but I just let that website do it for me. And we are in no way affiliated with CaptainCoaster.com, just awesome website.
Just big fans.
Well, that was a fun little rant we had.
Right? Yeah, maybe not our like happiest or most hopeful video, but I mean, we really just wanted to get that off our chest. We are wondering if you guys feel the same way. You know, for a while, I did take this as like the gospel of the roller coaster list, you know, when I was less experienced. But knowing what we know now, it's kind of shocking.
Yeah, I remember as a kid, like I would love like reading this list, like the awards, like, oh, I can't wait to get there. And now I realize they have no idea what they're even talking about.
No.
So yeah, like I knew like the awards were like bad, but I didn't know it was like on this level.
Yeah, because they're biased, but they're like holy moly biased.
Like excluding almost
most of the world. That's my biggest problem, is using the word international and then just, you know, laughably not being that.
That's that stuff. All right, well, if you enjoyed this rant, make sure to hit that like button down below, and there's also a subscribe button down there somewhere too if this is your first time. We'll catch you later.